Welcome, friends and fans, to another episode of GalaxyCon Live, where we are bringing the convention experience directly to you. And today we are going to the Outlands with 5 members of the Apex Legends cast, so now is the time for all of you in our chat room to begin typing in your questions for them. Immediately after this session, you will have the opportunity to talk to our guests directly through our private chat options, as well as get personalized autographs, all of which are available now at GalaxyCon.com. And for today's edition of GalaxyCon Live, we are joined by a special guest host. He is a video game streamer and host of the YouTube channel, which to date has garnered over 17 million views and 170,000 subscribers. Please welcome Retro-Spect.
Hey, how are you?
I am good, young man. How you doing?
I'm good, dude. I'm good. I'm really excited.
Oh, we are so glad to have you here, man. I've been watching your stuff, and you've really... I've watched other streaming videos. Again, I'm not a streaming video sort of guy, but the thing is, I've watched your stuff, and you've, for lack of a better term, you've got heart. which I think some are very antiseptic, or some are a little. Sure. They take the game too personally. You know, it's like, sure. Oh, I gotta get this guy. Yeah. But you make it a pleasure to observe, especially for someone like me who's theoretically aging out of video games, even though I got a whole stack of them behind me. So what I'd love to do is, how'd you fall into this?
Thanks. I actually went to film school. I went to editing school for a year and a half. I got my bachelor's degree in like a year and a half. I was like 9 to 5, and I really fell in love with like film and video games and editing. And like halfway through my course, I decided, because I saw that like we had a pro gaming league there, and I was like, well, if people can do it seriously, why can't I do it for fun? You know, kind of just because people get so serious and get so mad at video games, I wanted to kind of have a good time with it and, you know, just laugh with people. And so I started making these like funny moment montages kind of. And then I started putting a lot of like editing work into it. And then I remember Apex Season 2 came out, and I like edited, and it blew up. It got like 30,000 upvotes on Reddit. It was on like all these like gaming news sites, and the video went from like 10K views to like 250,000 in 2 days, and I gained like 30,000 subscribers, and then it's just been going since then.
So for our audience who aren't familiar with it, what can we find on your YouTube channel and your Twitch?
I do a lot of Apex stuff mainly right now. I when a new character comes out, a new weapon, a new season, I stream it on Twitch at Retrospect_YT. I live stream it, and then I take that footage from a couple days, getting funny kills, weird moments, stuff like that. And then I spend about 40 hours and put a lot of insane edits into it, and then post it. And people like my dumb videos.
Well, I wouldn't call them dumb, but I certainly call them amusing and absolutely entertaining.
Thank you.
What makes for a good game in your eye?
I personally, I love the older games. Like I have like my collection of like all like Nintendo NES stuff. So I really fell in love with older games like Mario and Pac-Man, the first games I ever played. So my taste, I feel like, is a variety. I really love a game that has good character, you know, good story. And I think Apex is, they have really pushed the mark. There was an LTM that came up for Apex, where it was called the dummy mode, and there was no voice lines, there was no skin design or anything, right? And it was fun, but it was bland, you know. And then comparing that to the actual game, the actors, the weapons, the world, it feels like you're really playing this simulation. And that's one of the reasons I really like Apex is the character, the story, and the feel.
Absolutely. Well, then, with that being said about Apex, let's bring out some of these amazing guests we've got. All right, first, she is an actress and singer whose credits include Goldie and Bear, Brightheart, and Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Today, she joins us as the voice of Wattson. Please welcome Justine Huxley.
Bonjour. Hi.
Salut, mademoiselle.
Salut.
How are you today in your part of the world?
Très bien. I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah, in Los Angeles, staying at home, recording from my closet, my studio closet. It's been good.
As so many voice actors and even regular actors have been doing a lot of lately. So it's you are not alone in cleaning out your closets and discovering all sorts of interesting things as you're doing the setup. So
yes.
So welcome to that new fraternity. Next, he's an actor whose roles include crossing over a la the Daughter of War and Overwatch shorts. Today, he joins us as the voice of Crypto. Please welcome Johnny Young.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? 안녕하세요. What's going on?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Hey, I'm good in Orlando. How about you, Retrospect? What part of the corner of the world are you at?
I'm great. I actually just moved from Orlando. I'm in Tallahassee right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're really close.
Stones they're above. So we're bi-coastal on this thing. This is great. Yeah. They have the heat and the glamour in Los Angeles, and we have the humidity.
Yeah.
I'd take humidity any day over the LA heat.
Oh, be careful what you wish for, young man. Next, she is an actress and singer whose body of work includes Mortal Kombat 11, Miraculous, Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, and our friends at Ruby. Today, she joins us as the voice of Lifeline. Please welcome Mela Lee.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Good to be here. I'm like in the middle of my tea. I was like,
I'll join you for coffee. How's that? How are you doing in your part of the world?
You're sheltered in place. Most of the Apex actors were all enjoying some much needed home time for, I don't know, 6-7 months.
That's fair enough. A little longer than we did, but I have faith and optimism that eventually things might go a little back to normal.
Better than normal is what we're looking for, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
And speaking of better, he is a prolific actor and director whose body of work includes Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Kung Fu Panda, and Castlevania. Today, he joins us to discuss the voice of Caustic. Please welcome JB Blanc.
Hello.
Hey. How are you today, sir?
Pretty good. It's been a long week, but I'm surviving. A small modicum of alcohol helped last night. Thank you very much.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Small. I mean, medicinal. Nothing.
Oh, no problem. Right. What's your drink of choice?
I'm a martini man. I like martinis.
Very nice.
I raise my glass of coffee in solidarity to that.
I salute you in return.
And, sir, I'm going to get this little bit of fanboy nonsense out of the way. You voiced two of my favorite obscure Marvel villains, Batroc the Leaper and the Red Ghost, and I thank you for that.
You're reaching deep there.
Yes, I am.
Pretty good.
That's kind of my niche. And speaking of really cool stuff, finally, she is an actress whose tremendous body of work includes The Magic School Bus, Voltron, Legendary Defender, and Steven Universe. But today she joins us to talk about the role of Bangalore. Please welcome Erica Luttrell.
Sup?
Hey! How are you today, madam?
I'm doing well. I'm awake, which is good and positive. Yeah.
Awake is very, 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 very good. How are things with the family?
Things with the family are great. Caring for the dog, who is perhaps border than we are inside a lot.
I have a lot of friends, and myself as a pet owner included, have been getting the weird thing of, when are you going to leave?
Totally.
Yeah, it's just like at first they're glad to have you around, and then the dogs and the cats are like, "Are you gonna go out somewhere, anywhere?"
100%. They want to be excited that you come back, and she is, but
Indeed. So
it's almost the cat more than the dog. The dog's like pretty cool with it. The cat is just like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
That's a cat for you. So, I would like to ask each of you, what do you enjoy the most about being a part of the Apex franchise?
Well, I'll go.
Anybody? Yeah.
The fans, absolutely the fans. But the family. I think all of the legends, we have a pretty long text chain right now.
Very true.
I'm pretty thankful for that.
Yeah, I one of our castmates lives in Hawaii, and we're all, dying for this quarantine to be over and to safely travel, and hopefully we'll all have a Legends meetup in Maui, which would be amazing.
Although it might involve a lot of chasing chickens, apparently.
That's right. Chases a lot of chickens.
Something to bear in mind.
He's going to put us to work.
For me, it's certainly the community. It's certainly my fellow castmates, and also the writing on this game is just so good. Every time you go in and you have the new set of delicious. I mean, for me particularly, I get to see some really, really good stuff, and I look forward to every session. It's great.
Cool.
I would agree with everybody's statements. Love the writing. Love all of you guys so much. And I love being able to play a character that's, I mean, it's not against type. I do get a little murdery from time to time, but like, but it's so fun to be able to embody Bangalore because she is not how I embody myself in my day-to-day.
Yeah. I almost see that on like an old dating profile. She's like, oh, you know, I'm sometimes a little bit murdery.
Just a small amounts here and there. A modest
Red flag.
Oh, I'm totally swiping right on that. I might even super like.
I know. I edited that one out. I didn't have much success with that.
I completely agree with all my castmates. I mean, I think everyone's been amazing, and I've never been a part of a project that's quite like this, where even behind the scenes, everyone's been amazing. The castmates have been amazing, and it's sort of given me a life of its own in terms of the fandom, Twitch, YouTube, and it's kind of helped me grow an entirely new thing, and actually, you know, got to meet Retro on top of that. So
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's all right. That way. Very nice. Very nice. Retro. Since
Hey.
you're the man of the hour, you what do you got for this cast?
All right, so I was thinking of some questions to ask, and I wanted to be interesting. So I'd like to know if your character that you play was on a desert island, what are 2 things they would have to have there?
Ooh, for me, it would probably be some kind of French food, probably croissant, and something electrical. Probably, you know, a USB cord or something, something like that. You got it. You got it.
What she's going to do with that, I dread to ask.
I'm just thinking about that text chain.
oh god,
I'll be right back.
Who else? Desert Island.
Okay, smoke canisters and a nice bikini, you know.
hey.
I like that.
I'm
Well-
with her on the. I'll do the bikini thing. That thing seems
Yeah, right,
fair.
okay.
There you go.
For him,
Right?
yeah,
There you go.
yeah, it seems very caustic. I think I'd take some sort of desalination plant because I'm a man of science and I would want to have a ready supply of drinking water, or some sort of laboratory or something. That would be nice. And then probably Caustic's favorite teddy bear because I think he probably has one. Secretly.
Okay.
You know, he needs that emotional connection from someone, just not a human being.
Aw.
Fair enough.
Tender side of Caustic.
Yeah.
I'd want my Nana because she's everything. She's my lifeline. And are we on this island alone? Like, I'd go for bikini too. Definitely.
There you go. I'd say as crypto, I would say a laptop and some soju. Maybe I'll share a little bit with you. Maybe.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. For me, voiceover for video games is can be a little more taxing than narrative-based stuff for animation and stuff like that. And so, what was it like when you were recording the first time you were recording these characters?
I'll start, I guess. For me, in the beginning, I mean, yes, for video games, it can be really, really taxing. I find with Apex, it is less so, oddly, because of how much, at least with Bangalore, I found that they wanted her to be calm or really chill. Like, I mean, there are some, you know, urgent lines and, you know, on the move lines and what have you, but you know, a lot of the time there's a lot more sort of character stuff and a lot more just like, I have this handled kind of stuff. So I don't find that I'm like blowing out my voice a lot on this one, which can happen.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same way. I get to speak in a calm, even tone most of the time, and that has its own set of challenges because your parameters are smaller in terms of conveying things like anger and bitterness and distaste and all those fun emotions. The joy of it for me was I knew the team already, which because we'd done Titanfall 2 and Titanfall 1, and so I felt like they invited me in, handed me this character, and we got to play and find this demon, and it was, I mean, there aren't many better gifts to a voice actor than that. It's just like, come in and play. So let's see what you got. And it was like, amazing. We just came, we found it, and it rang true for everyone in the room, and we all just went, oh well, this is going to be a thing. This is great, which was it's so fun in terms of a process. You know, it was a lot better than the endless rejection that we usually have to deal with.
Wait, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Group hug.
I feel better.
Good.
Yeah, I also feel like there's not much screaming or shrillness to what we're doing. It's it's so much character based stuff, and the writing is so good. I love that I get to speak in a French accent, which is awesome. And I feel like Wattson is very similar to me in that we are both very excited about things. And yeah, it's been great. I love recording. It's been fun recording from home now. I'm in my pajamas when I record. It's very easy.
Don't give away all our secrets, Justin.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'm going to need Blisk to cool me down.
Shameless
I mean, the other day I was fully joking with my wife about how you could actually, they always joke with voice that you'd go in your pajamas, and I never have. Now I do. And I was very hot in the booth the other day, and there was no camera. Theoretically, I could have been naked. I wasn't.
Absolutely. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all.
No, I just bought like 6 swimsuits. It's like my business attire now is all like for the beach because it does get hot in there, guys.
It does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for whatever it's worth, we've had guests on this forum on the GalaxyCon virtual stage in their pajamas. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Right on.
I think we missed the trick, guys. We could have called a pajama party.
It's true.
Oh, that's
Oh,
There's still
damn it.
time. There's
yeah.
still time.
Well, next time we have you all on, we'll do that.
Done.
Very nice. So, Johnny, did we hear from you yet?
No. Sorry, I was just enjoying everyone's conversation. What was the question again?
The first time you recorded the character, where you get wrapping your head around him.
Yeah, I think my situation was a little different. I was actually a huge fan of Titanfall, JB. I was a huge fan, and I was sitting on my couch and just not having any work, and I was telling my friends how freaking amazing would it be, and I was showing my friends the trailers for Titanfall and like how awesome would it be to be part of this universe. So when I got it, I was like Mozambique. I was like, I know what this is for. And so like I went in and I was actually sweating bullets, and I was like, I can't screw this up. So luckily the team has we're super accommodating, amazing, and so I kind of had it from almost a fan's perspective, where I was like, I'm a fan playing this. I can't screw this up. I need to do this. I know how big this is, and so that's where it kind of came from. And everyone was sort of amazing, so they kind of embraced me.
Yeah.
Except Manny, obviously.
Aw.
Come on,
Manny's awesome. No, it was great for this game because we were in the room with the writers. It was such an ensemble project and just creating that humanity and each session, I don't know how it was for everyone else, but we got to see renderings and how the character would grow throughout, and we didn't get to see our character until it launched. So it's like we see little glimpses, but the final thing is like a big surprise. But I think it was really wonderful to make sure that it was a person. You got a sense it was a family, and I think they cast well because in and out of the game, we're definitely a family.
Absolutely wonderful. I cede to my co-host.
All right, so my time. All right, so I have another question. What's something that not a lot of people know about you? Because we know, you've done so much stuff, voice acting, things like that. But what's something? It's not to be personal, but something unique that maybe not a lot of people would realize that you've done or enjoy.
JP did the voice of the Red Ghost.
They don't mean drag up your obscure work of the past. JB's been lucky to do some great work. He was also in Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties. We don't talk about that stuff. I'll go. I used to teach drama in a maximum security prison.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. That's awesome.
Here or
in London.
Okay.
Wow.
a big old Victorian prison, Wandsworth prison. Yeah, which was interesting. Very interesting.
Did you discover anyone that turns out if their life had gone differently that could have been the next great actor?
No.
Okay.
But I did discover that everyone in there is innocent.
Aw.
Wow.
Everyone is innocent. Everyone didn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's what I'll just leave you with something scary is that on the main wing, it was remand prisoners who were waiting trials and stuff like that. And we did theater games. We did, improv, whose lines did it anyway stuff.
Yeah.
I also worked on what's called the vulnerable prisoner unit, which is slightly darker, sex offenders, people who've done drugs in the prison or done bad deals and things have gone wrong. Almost all middle-class, well-educated people. And we would do Wild, Shaw, Schaefer. We do all kinds of stuff. We delve deep. Those are all university educated, and that taught me a lesson in life.
Wow.
Thank you for that. That's really cool.
I like to be like my character and leave you with a few chills, because otherwise, where's the fun in being happy? Let's face it.
No, that's really cool though. Going in there and bringing some humanity to that environment.
To a very inhuman environment. Yeah.
Cool.
It was fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
To the teaching point, I'll just say I'm always taking class. I didn't really realize that I was a sort of forever learner, but I love reading. And I sort of like arguing. Not really. I like to have an argument for everything.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No.
So, I took like an argumentation class. I'd like to advocate for the planet. So I took an oceanography class. So I'm trying to sort of add to whatever knowledge I already have always.
very cool.
I used to do disaster relief. So I've kind of been in the field, and I was the one who cooked. So we always talk about pork chops, but I think we're going to have a cookbook from all of the legends pretty soon. I make care packages for real, and have enjoyed cooking, and I look forward to baking for the Respawn crew again. We've come up with molten chocolate lava brownies, Kings Canyon Caribbean spice cake. What else do we do, guys, that I've done yet? Cookies. Lots of cookies.
They're so good.
I love to bake. I miss that.
Images, but you had me at spice.
Yeah.
That word singularly kind of sums Mela up pretty well.
Yeah.
Pass me that sugar.
She is really the real life lifeline.
She's sugar and spice and all thing nice.
I'm gonna tempt you.
Blisk.
Something that some people might not know about me is, I grew up in LA, a very, very LA entertainment upbringing. My dad was the owner of a recording studio for pop music, R&B, and I grew up actually next door to Barry White. Whoa. And yeah, it was incredible. He had, I don't know, 4 or 5 houses next to us with his whole family. And we lived, when I was growing up, we lived up this long driveway. And sometimes Barry would have these parties and he would bring in elephants and camels. And sometimes we would have to sometimes we would have to call Barry and be like, hey, Barry, can you please move your elephant? We can't get up our driveway.
It's a bit much when the elephants are doing the valet.
Right.
Oh my God. I don't know if I could top any of those stories. Jesus, but
baby. I'll move my elephant for you. Let's get that ride down there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's something.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I want camels at all my parties. How can I make that happen?
I mean, elephants, yeah, but camels?
Camels, come on.
They're nice to stroke. They have nice coat.
Well, something. Oh gosh, a share. Before I became an actor at a young age. I'm an Eagle Scout, and my trajectory in life was more towards the military. And my swimming coach was a U.S. Navy SEAL, and he
Wow.
he did buds trainings for SEALs that wanted to prep to go into Hell Week, and so that was sort of like where I wanted to go. And a lot of my middle school to high school life was sort of like a lot of that. So he was sort of my role model, and he kind of he took part a lot in my life, and sort of held me to a high standard. So yeah.
I'll say this in case nobody knows. It's not easy to be an Eagle Scout, folks. It's not. It's you hear the term Eagle Scout, synonymous with Scout. You think you're a Scout for a couple of years, and it just hasn't happened. Okay, you had to bust your derriere to get to that level. So hey, good on you.
Thanks.
Absolutely good on you. So I think our producer let us know we got some time for some questions for our audience. So I'll ask them to roll out our first one. And this comes from Key. And what was your first experience like in the voiceover world?
I'll jump into this one because I specifically remember my first experience. So I booked a gig and I couldn't believe it, and it was something similar to Apex, where this was a Korean soldier in this game, and it was called a Medal of Honor Advanced Warfighter. And funny enough, I was like, when I was recording Apex, I was like, I remember you, and it was Eric Kraber, who he was the guy who directed me in my first game. So that was my first experience.
That's cool.
That's so cool. I didn't know that.
Came back full circle.
Nice. My first ever job was when I was 10. I was doing some on-camera acting when I was a kid, and I got called in by a casting director to do a loop group for the film Vegas Vacation with Chevy Chase. And I didn't know what looping was. And for anyone that doesn't know, it's basically you're speaking for the background actors on camera. So they can't speak on when they're being filmed because they don't want to take away the sound from the main actors that are talking. So a bunch of voice actors come in and they speak for them. So that was such a fun learning experience. I got to go to Warner Brothers to record when I was a kid, and it was really exciting.
Wow.
Very cool.
Speaking of Warner Brothers, it took me a long time before every time I went, I didn't take a picture of the water tower.
I still do.
Every time.
It's very cool. It is so cool.
That never gets old.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't. And anyway, mine was the Magic School Bus, as maybe some people know. So I was 11, 12. And then there was like a huge divide between that and my present time voiceover career, because I sort of I leaned back from the on-camera part of it at some point, and then leaned back into it because of what voice did for me. Voice reminded me, in sort of all its sort of spareness, as I make up all my words, with just, having a director and a writer and yourself in a booth and being able to explore a character without all of the on-set pressures of everything else and how you look and so on and so forth. So that brought me back around to it. But the Magic School Bus was so much fun and so homey, and so it felt like so simple to me at the time, because we were always recording as a group, all the kids. I did get to meet Lily Tomlin, but much later when I came to LA just of my own accord, and that was fun.
And speaking of, Joanna Cole just passed away very recently, didn't she?
Wow.
The author of the original books.
Very sad.
But
wow, did you go to the
what a
David
legacy.
Roscoe Happiness there? He's like, by the way, she passed away.
Not trying to bring the room down, but it's relevant. It's relevant. And the whole thing is that she wrote this wonderful series and gave this legacy and gave this young lady a job, and Lily Tomlin and George Carlin. You had me on that.
Yeah.
So who else remembers their very first gig?
I can go. I never in a million years imagined doing voice act. It hadn't occurred to me at all that was a thing that I was going to do. And I was a theatre actor in the UK, and I came here after a weird 2.5-year break. I got a movie called The Count of Monte Cristo, and I moved here to see how it would do here. Just not really moving. I came to have a look. And I thought Sunshine Palm Trees, this is great. And then a friend of mine, was the only person I knew in LA, as a friend I'd known a long time before, I won't specify. And she said, there's this series and they're looking for English voices for it, but it's anime. And I went, what? It's called anime, and they dubbed the Japanese voices into English, and it was a show called Hellsing that was a very gory show about vampires. And so that was my first ever gig and my first introduction to all the crew that later became the amazing Critical Role. So Talis and Jeff, he directed that series, and so that was my first kind of dabbling into voiceover really at all. And it was only moving here that kind of kicked it all off. So yeah, that was mine.
Oh, great.
Yeah, my first few jobs were anime, but also, you've reached Respawn. Press 1 for someone fantastic. Press 2, So
For Manny.
For Manny. And then, I guess ADR and voice matching, Gilmore Girls, Entourage were some of the early shows that I did, and then in the meantime, I was banking. Like I was a bank analyst, and I just thought, this voiceover thing was pretty amazing, but who could make a living doing it? But I remember driving onto the lot for Gilmore Girls, and that was pretty much my first water tower experience. And the fact that I get to do that for a living now is pretty fantastic. So I'd say Warner Brothers was really what kicked it off, and I'm glad we get to go and record Apex there. I was going to say now, but now it's just at home in a swimsuit. No water towers here.
The key. Thank you. That was a great question. What do we have next?
All right, by Tempor Draconis. I hope I said that right. What 3 legends would you like to be friends with, excluding who you voice and why?
Damn it.
Oh.
I was gonna say I really want to blow Bangalore out, but all right, we'll figure this out.
Are we asking like in real life? Who would we want to be friends with in real life?
That makes it a lot more emotional, Justine.
Wow.
Whoa.
Dropping. Wow. A little heavy there, right, Justine? Come on. Wow.
No pressure.
Excluding, but yeah. So I guess it is who in real life who you'd like to pal up with.
Definitely for me, Lifeline, because Lifeline is the healer, and she's so sweet, and she's got a great sense of style. So I feel like we would go shopping together. Mirage, because he's so funny and just so ridiculous, and Octane, because I feel like I need that energy. I feel like he's like 15 cups of coffee in one person.
I'd have to say Crypto, Bangalore, because I like the, I like the straight man in the bunch. So I like to cheer people up. And Gibraltar, I mean, he's my Polynesian bud. So definitely got to represent there. I mean, he's just, who can't love a guy with chickens? Sorry. Chickens win.
Yeah.
It kind of depends what he's doing with them, but yeah, okay.
Way to take it down to the darkness, JP. Who would you be friends with?
I cook them. Well, I mean, Caustic's got a soft spot for Miss Paquette. I'd have to go with that for sure, because I'm French originally, and we could actually speak some French. There's a challenge for you, Justine. And then probably Mirage, because I'd need someone to practice jiu-jitsu on. Like, he annoys the hell out of me. Just to have as a punching bag, and then I Caustic is, I don't know if he makes friends very easily, but I don't know. I think it might be Gibraltar, just because he seems like a good gas. And who doesn't like chickens?
Any other takers?
Lifeline, because I feel like she'd be very comforting. Just warm, and I feel like she'd always have great advice.
I got your back.
I know that.
Never eat yellow snow.
Maybe a little bit more nuanced than that one, but
Okay.
I mean, let's see, Crypto, because I feel like he's an introvert like me. I'm answering this for myself as Erica, so I know we've gone in different directions, and so I feel like we'd have some deep chats. I'm all about deep chats. I don't do small talk very well, and let's see, and funnily enough, Caustic keeps coming up for me. And I'm not even sure entirely why. I think maybe for the same reason I want to draw Bangalore out. I want to draw Caustic. I want to know what's going on there. It's just, I also feel like there might be some deep chat potential. So
he's deep.
Yeah.
She likes a challenge.
I do.
I would say nobody, because everyone's an idiot. But
is that as Johnny or as Crypto?
Yeah,
that was crypto.
I don't need to sit here and take that.
Sorry. You know what? You're right. Wait, hold on. By the way, before I answer this, JB, do you do jiu-jitsu?
No.
Oh,
but he has to practice though.
All right. I would say probably as Johnny, I would go Pathfinder, just because he's so positive. He's just always so happy, and I like that. And then it's a hard toss up, but maybe Wattson, just because she's like it's just like a younger, like in Korean culture, I guess, like it's like a younger sibling, and it's like you just want to protect her from the evils of the world, I guess. Yeah.
Fair, absolutely fair. Tempura, thank you. Great question. What do we have next, Jude? And this comes from Max. If one character you have voiced in your past was an Apex legend, who would it be and why? Oh, this is going to take us somewhere down some roads.
It's a good question, man.
That's a good question.
For me, I'd say Rin Tosaka. I think it'd be great. She's completely not dressed for the occasion, but she'd be like, all right, everybody, let's do some business. Is this the Mozambique? And everybody be like, do we have to take her? She's so bossy. And she's like in a Catholic school uniform. I just think it'd be wrong. It'd be so wrong. Like half of my anime characters are all going to Catholic school. It's a theme.
For me,
go ahead.
yeah.
Go.
Oh, you go, Erica, please.
I think go. Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh no. Okay. Emily Caldwin. I guess I could see her fighting her way through the Outlands and for her dad. Depending on what the circumstances were. So I would say her.
I would say for me, Shoelace from Kipo. She's a little cat that's super tough and very, very small, but thinks that she's a lot bigger and tougher than she is. So I think she'd be a good fighter in the Outlands too.
Nice.
JB.
I don't know.
Because of course he would know, because his resume is just like just like the equator of the earth. That's all, just that long. So,
comedically, I would go for Hagrid from Harry Potter Wizards Unite, which we're in together.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I just think that'd be rather funny. You're a wizard, Harry. I don't know you want to be doing that. But also potentially Bane. I really enjoy playing Bane. I love playing Bane, and he's kind of right down there and can be nice and sinister. I love that. I love doing that voice. That is always a pleasure to do. So I think he'd make a good legend.
Nice. He would fit into that world very well.
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
For me, I would say probably Taehyun from Overwatch, just because he'd just be like he's so innocent, and he's just he's so like a bumbling idiot. So he's like, Mozambique here, so it's just it'd just be funny to me. So
awesome, Max, thank you, great question.
Hey Johnny, have I ever directed you in Overwatch?
Let me think.
Did we do one? I think we did one.
Did we? Hey, JB.
Oh.
No.
I have.
Well, if he's gonna freeze, that's a good pose.
I like his have I ever directed you?
The suspense. It's like the suspense. Have I ever directed?
Oh no!
We almost have you.
All right, JB, with us.
I'll stop hacking him.
I'm still here. Am I okay?
There we go.
Yes, right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you were saying, have you ever directed me?
Yeah.
I
mean, in Overwatch, I thought we'd done the session. Maybe not.
It's very possible.
We should move on.
Next. if somebody on the internet could give us that answer, throw it out in the chat room. So
They want to.
Jude, what's next?
Hold on. Sorry. Thinking about it, it's very possible because I remember. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I do remember being in the studio, and there were people on the other side, but I didn't have a monitor, but they were on in my ear. So it's very, very possible, JB.
Okay.
Very, very possible.
All right.
Hey. Sorry.
All right. Let's see. Next question from Davey. What was your favorite nostalgic video game growing up?
That's not fair to those of us who are really old. I mean, I would say Pong.
Go for it. Yeah, I'm gonna say Pac-Man. I love Pac-Man.
Sure.
Pac-Man, but I was more of a pinball girl. I love pinball. Addams Family pinball, Star Trek, the series pinball, Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park pinball game, Star Wars pinball. Love pinball. I still love pinball.
I dropped many a quarter on that Addams Family.
That's the best one. It's so good.
That's the thing.
It's so good.
Yes.
I'm going to ask, is it deeply annoying to say Tetris?
Go for it.
No.
Yeah.
That's
We're getting old school
That's a big brain game. That's a big brain game.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any others?
Tron and Space Invaders.
Ooh.
Nice.
Space Invaders. I dug Space Invaders, Defender.
Did Tron come up after Pong? I'm not
Asteroid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, Asteroids. That's a good
Asteroids was a good one.
Yeah.
But it was mostly about like as teenagers we could sneak to the coffee bar that had the kind of cool console game, the big arcade games. But I still remember very vividly thinking, how do they do this? Like I can control things on the telly.
Yeah.
It was that simple. It was like that's how simplistic it was for us. It was like if I move this, it does something.
Yeah.
That we'd never seen anything like that before. It was incredible. Now when I look at where it's become, what it's become.
No.
What? He was about to drop a wisdom bomb.
What is
And
it?
scene. Ladies and gentlemen, can we back to one? Back to places, everybody. Places.
Oh no!
Like
no.
Places, everybody. Places, everybody.
I'm gonna have a card that comes up every time my internet goes whack because I have great internet, but it's just gonna go. Like that. That's better.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Yes, exactly.
You guys are bringing me back memories. I would have to say Street Fighter 2, just because the arcade version.
Man, yeah.
Because anyone that remembers that was like it embodies that embodied competition. You had your quarters in your pocket. You would stand by and you would size up the people that would be there, and you put the coin right next to their coin, and you look at them and like, and then you watch them. It's like, oh yeah, I got that guy. Or like you'd watch somebody like, oh, that guy's gonna be a challenge, and it embodied like competition. And you'd size people up, and then they beat you, and when you beat them, you're like, yeah, because everyone's watching, and then if they beat you, you're like, dude, I'm like, I could totally beat this guy, and there's like that ego. You just like slam that quarter back onto the thing. So yeah.
Are you sure though, Johnny? Because I don't think I was in that one. I was in Street Fighter 4.
Wow.
Yeah, I play El Fuerte, the incredibly racially dubious Mexican chef.
Yes.
Who shouts things like "Guacamole!" And it's not my proudest work.
You have whipped my ass a couple of times.
Being Mexican, I want to say it's an honor, truly.
Oh, bless your heart. You're very kind.
You've been
and possibly drunk.
Johnny, what was your preferred character in Street Fighter?
Oh, hey, it's a toss up between Ryu.
El Fuerte.
Sorry, yep. My bad. Sorry, JB.
Yep. While your head, Johnny.
He wasn't around for Street Fighter 2.
It was always. I always gravitate towards not the main character like Ryu or like it's always the best friend. So I was always a Ken guy, but Yeah, it's always a toss up between Ryu and Ken. I don't know.
I was that weirdo who preferred E Honda.
E Honda.
Yeah.
Dude, people like you gave me problems in the arcade. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Well, you look at Street Fighter, and then now like I was in MK11, and again that's gone so much further and so much gorier and messier.
And MK11, we have don't we
Well,
have people in
we
MK11 here?
Yes,
we do.
Yes.
Yeah, you seem confident.
Yeah, you're in it. Yeah.
Overconfident.
Who else is in it?
Yeah.
Just you and me?
Yeah. Is that not enough?
I think it's plenty.
He's like, just you and me.
Plenty for one world, honey.
Excuse me.
Davey, thank you. That was a great question. And just a reminder to our audience, if you'd like to chat with our guests like we are now or get a personalized autograph, please sign up now at GalaxyCon.com. And I'll ask Jude to roll our next question. And from Cynthia, how do you prepare for your roles when doing lines?
That's a good question. I for this role for Wattson, because she's French, sometimes I will go on Duolingo, the language site, and brush up on my French, which really helps because I haven't taken French since middle school and high school, so I'm a bit rusty. I like, for accents, I like to listen to people that are really from the regions that you're doing the accent from, so that helps me a lot. And sometimes, you know, depending on how hard the role is, I'll do a little vocal warm up in my car or my home. I'll do a lot of the nasal stuff like me, that kind of stuff. That helps open it up, and singing. I love to sing. So doing some singing warm ups also helps with voiceover as well.
Any other takers?
I'll just say, okay, voice is, I find, very different from sort of on-camera preparation because, you know, it's sort of line to line. A lot of the time you don't actually know context. So yes, definitely warm-ups. I want to point at the right box. Warm up.
I know it's the mirror. We're like, which slide it is?
Yeah, definitely warm-ups and all that sort of stuff. But as far as like character preparation, it's pretty limited how much you can do. For me, sort of getting into Bangalore, I'll like say one of my more iconic lines or what have you to kind of get into the body and shape of who she is. But then thereafter, there's a lot of, you know, relying on the director and the writer to give you a sense of, you know, the world and where you are, because it'll just, every line is a different place in the game. So that.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Voiceover is definitely a director's medium. And in gaming, I mean, I think sometimes, like for Mortal Kombat, we had story mode and we did get a script ahead of time, but a lot of times you don't get the script until you walk in the door. And so they've cast you because of your audition and your feel and your vibe. And then you really have to trust the director. And it's like play. I mean, I'm always saying, like, it's like when you're 7 years old and you go out on the recess, you've got like 15 minutes to create and destroy an entire universe, and you just do it. You don't go, I don't know. It's like this thing that just clicks in and you get to play. And when you have a good team, it's a good 15 minutes.
Yeah, I completely agree with Mela, where, you know, you'd be lucky to even get it like a day or maybe a couple of days in advance.
Yeah.
A lot of times you know, I mean, there's a lot of times where you just literally just walk in and they're like, so you ready to go? And then it's just like, kind of like what Mela said, it's like you really have to be present and listen and really trust the team and just kind of be able to be malleable and give them what they need and work through the process and just sort of trust the team because they know what they want and they kind of like what Mela said, they cast you for a reason, so just be open and present. So you know, I wish I can be like, oh yeah, like on a film, like or a play where it's you get like months or weeks in advance, or like on a TV show where you get a couple of days in advance. You usually don't get that. So just usually being open and present and listening. So yeah.
Yeah, I've got two sort of facets to this because I'm very lucky. I direct all of Blizzard stuff, and I direct for Epic, and I direct for Riot, and so I see both sides of the fence. And if it's any consolation, the director rarely gets the script before the session either.
Oh, okay.
In certain cases, and just to give you an idea, this is the last few weeks.
Oh, wow.
Of the new World of Warcraft expansion.
Damn.
Wow.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
I know, right?
Details review. There was a script. This just in.
Yes.
What's interesting, I mean, I think it's always really important for actors to be warm when they arrive at the studio, and you can really immediately, as a director, and I, I've been an actor for 30 years, I can tell immediately when someone isn't. What's interesting in the current circumstances is that if an actor is going into a studio, and I know from myself, there's a little extra skip in your step. You're going to be in front of some dudes. It's going to be funny. There's going to be a good team. You might be working with people you like. You're going to the studio to work. It can be slightly different if you just rolled out of bed in your pajamas or off the couch and then turn up to do a session. People can be a little sleepy, so there's a lot of kind of generating energy. And I just think preparation is everything. Having said that, these guys are right. You very rarely get a script at all. And I'll tell a story. I was once told to show up to a session at Warner Brothers. I didn't know what role it was. I didn't know what game it was. I didn't know who I was playing or who I was meeting. And I walked into the studio and they said, "So do you know what this is?" I said, "No, I have no idea." "Oh, you're going to be playing Bane in Arkham Origins." I had no idea. And then the problem is you've never seen a script. You don't know what their angle on Bane is. You maybe auditioned for it 3 or 4 months ago. You can't really remember that you auditioned for it at all.
Yeah.
And then in the next 10 minutes, I have to formulate a character, and Bane can go any number of ways, as we've seen.
Molded by it.
Is it cold in the shade? I'm sorry.
But I've got like 10 minutes to formulate a character that they're going to be satisfied and happy with, that I'm going to play over the course of the next year or two. So in terms of getting your crap together and focusing and listening, really, Johnny was smart. The listening is everything. The worst thing as a director is when they just don't listen. You got no time to explain it. You've just got to, and Mela too, you've got to trust me. Having said that, you also have to be trustworthy, which is where I fall down. But you have to be someone who they're gonna follow, because you need them to follow you, because there is no information, and it is different to on camera. If I was directing on camera, and I have and in theatre too, I would never give anyone a line reading. But if I've given you the take, I've given you instruction for 10 takes, you're probably going to get a line reading. And most actors are just like, give me, it's fine. I just want to do this right. And that's the right attitude to have.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember, if all the actors are recording individually, only the director knows how every other actor said their line.
Yeah.
And all of that is in my head. Which is why you just don't want to be there. It's crazy in there. But that's what I'm orchestrating and putting together. So that level of trust between the director and the actor is so much more important. So come in open, ready to listen, and warm.
Yeah.
Basta.
Sorry, did everyone? I just wanted to touch on that. I didn't want to. I'm just gonna go. So
just
go.
touch
it, Johnny.
Just touch it,
your
Johnny.
show, Johnny.
I mean,
just touch it, Johnny. That's not the first time I've said that to you.
Hey!
Oh!
Good morning. Hey, everybody.
Somebody warmed
This is
up.
good shit.
I just wanted to say, I mean, yeah, kind of like what JB said. I feel like a lot of people have asked, and I don't think a lot of people. I'm newer in this, these guys on screen are veterans, and I'm the young kid on the block, and I didn't know what it entailed, but I remember I turned down this project because I didn't know what it was, and they wouldn't tell me or give me a script, and I was like, I'm just not gonna do it because I'm not gonna do a good job. And then they kept coming back to me, and my agent was like, please just let's just do this, and it's like, look, it's gonna be a fun experience, let's just do it. I'm like, fine. I walk in, I don't know what I'm reading for, I don't know what it's for, I don't know who it is, I don't know anything. And then this person comes out, I don't know who this person is yet. I'm like, Johnny, and I was like, hi. And I try to be warm and receptive, and And then they're like, so do you know what you're reading for? And I'm like, no, I don't. And they're like, well, welcome to and then I was like, oh my god. And then like, and then like I'm like, and then like I walk in and then like, ready to go. And I was like, yes. And it's like, well, you're gonna be doing and I was like, okay. And then but in my head I'm like, oh my god. But then outside I'm like, yeah. And then it's like, can you do this? I'm like, yeah, let's try it. And then they're like, okay, well, let's do it again. And like a lot of times, like on some of these things, it's like you'll get monologues of stuff, and they're like, okay, Johnny, that was really great, but and like the trust in the director, because like the director really knows like the color palette of everything. That was really great. So on that line, what I want you to do on line number 5, that was really great, but I want you to speed it up so that on line number 6 you can slow it down, so that on line number 8 you can kind of punch that up, so that on the period you kind of hold for about 2 seconds, so that on the second page you're going to be able to grow. And then on that second monologue, that was really great, but I want you to really take your time on the first one, so that when you can kind of pull up on the second part, so that on the very end you can really push up. And then I want you to speed it up just by 2.5, so
We've
that on
all
the last
had that
part,
director.
yeah, got it. I'm like this on my script, and there's like happy faces, arrows, triangles, and lines, and it's like go, and it's like and you got to do it. You got to do it, and it's like.
I hope to God I'm not that director, because that director sounds like he needs to lay off the Adderall.
but you know, there's a lot that it's very technical, and I just wanted to touch on what JB said. It's like you just have to trust the team. It's like
and the part of the trick is that it's such a technical environment, but you have to be able to tell the truth of those characters. It has to be the least technical appearing thing you can imagine, because everything is so technical. And if you're only doing that with your voice, I mean, I'll just say, as someone who's done a lot of on camera, a lot of different aspects of this business, but voice acting, and I hate that term because I just think it's acting, is by far the hardest. It's by far the hardest to get right, easily. Yeah. And in interviews, when I get asked, do you do any real legitimate acting? Yeah, it's a surefire way to my poop list. Because this requires more technical ability and more brain work than a lot of it, more than anything else, I think, in terms of the internet.
It's like green screen acting on steroids.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, it's easier on steroids. Let's just say that. More trade secrets. Damn it.
Cynthia, thank you for that question. And unfortunately, GalaxyCon viewers, this has been our time with a cast of Apex Legends, but it does not have to be yours. If you would like to chat directly with our guests, as Retrospect and I have for this past hour, or get a personalized autograph, please head over to GalaxyCon.com. And while you're there, be sure to check out our upcoming schedule of events like this one. Panelists, any final words to our audience before we go?
Thank you so much to all the fans. Thank you to Respawn. I am just loving all the fan art for all the Apex Legends. It's incredible. People have been so supportive. It's been so exciting, and I just really enjoy everyone on this panel. I love all the voice actors. It's been a really great time, and we're still going.
Hopefully for a while. Yeah.
100%. Thank you. Thank you to everybody here. Thank you to the fans. I love, yes, to your point, the fan art. Please tag me if you
yes
in it, because I will 100% retweet it. I love seeing it. And yeah, this has been such a pleasure.
Absolutely.
And then anybody else?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. Again, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fans. It sounds like, I know everyone says this, but I really, really mean it. And you guys know this. Thank you, Respawn. Thank you to the cast. Thank you, everybody. It's just been incredible. So thank you.
All love to the fans. Mozambique, yeah.
I wear a pendant, and on the back of it says "Grateful always," and I want to thank Respawn, everyone at Respawn except Manny,
poor Manny,
for this opportunity. And I know I shouldn't, but I can't resist saying it. Please, 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 everyone, take this virus seriously. Wear your mask. Yes. Be responsible. It's not about you. It's about everyone else. This thing is real. It's not a flu. It's very dangerous. I've lost friends. Please, please, please take care of yourselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us today. This has been an absolute delight. And yes, we here at GalaxyCon look forward to the day when the world comes back to normal and we can have you live on our stages in front of your audiences. In the meantime, it has been a delight to have you on the GalaxyCon virtual stage. Thank you for joining us today. Big thanks to Retrospect. Thank you for joining me today. Everybody follow his Twitch, check out his channel. Thank you to our audience. Thank you to those great questions. And please check out our upcoming events later on today. We'll be joining with the cast of Star Trek Voyager. Tomorrow, the cast of Fairy Tale. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care. And please keep washing those hands.